Hi, I'm Bob Weeks with the Fix for Today. I'm over here with Amber with Mod Paleo, and she's going to go over one of our meals for the week, and it is the lasagna. So, Amber, will you tell us about the lasagna that you're going to make for us?
Sure. So, the meal that I've decided to show you is one of the meals that we are going to do for the week, like you said. So, I'll actually split this up to serve all of the folks that ordered meals this week. And it's a paleo lasagna, so we've got a protein, a veggie. There is some fat in this with pine nuts, some black olives, and grapeseed oil, but it's probably not enough fat.
Okay.
So this will need to have a fat added. So you could do that with olives, you could do that with some added avocado on the side, or like some coconut butter or coconut oil,
okay,
something like that is a good fat as well. So this will have all of our proteins and our veggies in it. So the protein is actually grass-fed ground beef that's in the spaghetti sauce. And you want to get a good quality protein with paleo because it really does help with recovery and then also the health of your muscles. So the protein, I would say, in my opinion, is one of the most important parts to your meal. Your vegetables are going to be your carb, per se, and that's where you're going to get a lot of your nutrition and vitamins. For the lasagna, instead of lasagna noodles, we're actually using eggplant, which I've actually sliced very thin, let it sit out with a little bit of sea salt on it so that it won't be bitter. And it'll also take some of the moisture out of eggplant. Eggplant is very absorbent, so it'll actually soak up all of the flavors of the spaghetti sauce. It'll be super yummy once we put it in the oven and bake it.
Cool.
So you've got tomatoes, mushrooms, all kinds of good yummy vegetables. I usually add zucchini and squash to my spaghetti sauce as well. And what I've done is in the casserole dish, I actually put a layer of eggplant down in the bottom. And then I'll add a layer of spaghetti sauce over that. And then I'll put another layer of eggplant, spaghetti sauce, eggplant, spaghetti sauce. So until your dish is completely filled up. And then I like to top it with the eggplant so it'll get nice and brown on top. But really the eggplant's just your noodle replacement. It doesn't have any cheese or anything in it. And then we'll just cut that up. And for my female athletes, I usually do about I try to get a 6 ounce serving of ground beef because I want them to have at least 6 ounces of protein. For male athletes, I usually do about an 8 ounce serving. But since we have all of this other stuff added to it, what I typically do is on a scale, I'll measure out probably 12 to 14 ounces per serving.
Okay.
So that's what we'll do.
So the male gets a little more than the female.
Yeah, and you know, when you're talking about a paleo meal, you want to think more along the lines of fuel. Fueling your body. So if you're not having a super tough workout, you're going to eat a little bit less. If you're in the gym and you do a pretty heavy workout or you go on a long run or something like that, you do want to be sure that you're fueling your body. And so we're thinking about food more for fuel and less for just cramming something in your mouth. Okay, because we want to have the proper energy and we want to have the nutrition to get us through these workouts that we're putting our bodies through. But again, if it's going to be a day that it's a rest day or something like that, you're probably going to have a little bit smaller meal. And one thing that I actually really like that Whole30, they're another program that does a lot of paleo. They do the Whole30 challenge and stuff like that. But one of their guidelines that I really like and I share with people is you want your protein to be about the size of your palm in the diameter and then also the thickness of your palm.
So that, this palm here. So,
and then you want your vegetables, and I usually like spread my hand out. I want my vegetable serving to be my entire hand.
Entire hand.
And then for my fat, I want to be able to cup it. So
cup
that's
it in the palm.
So when you're adding fat, because you know, for you, I also package your fats for you, and so that's what I typically do. When you're adding a fat, like say you've run out of fats for the week and need to add your own. Then you want to have enough fat that you're going to cup in your hand.
So I know. Good, awesome.
Yeah, so that is pretty much it for this meal. It's super simple. You know, it's making, if you don't want to make your spaghetti sauce from scratch, For some reason, I decided that was a good idea this time. So I actually blanched the tomatoes, peeled the skins off, and then cooked the tomatoes down to make the spaghetti sauce. But you could do a canned stewed tomatoes. Just make sure you look at the ingredient list and it doesn't have a bunch of preservatives and stuff. You really just want it to be stewed tomatoes.
Okay.
And Muir Glen actually has a really good, they're an organic canned tomato brand. They have everything from diced tomatoes to tomato paste. They don't put any added preservatives in it. It's just the tomatoes. And I use that often for my spaghetti sauce.
So this meal, anybody could put this together if they went and got the ingredients, made this, and tried this. And, you know, I've been eating from Mod Paleo. It's been my first weekend today, and I'm excited, and everything's been really, really good.
Good.
And so let's put this thing in the oven.
All right. All right, so I'll usually bake that for about 35 to 40 minutes until I start to see the eggplant brown.
Okay.
And then I'll take it out. Everything's pretty much cooked in there, so you can't go wrong with it. You just want to make sure that your eggplant gets done so that it's tasty.
All right, awesome. Well, good ass work, Amber.
Thank you.
Thank you, and we're going to keep you guys up to progress, and we really appreciate Mod Paleo preparing the F4D crew as we get ready to go across North Carolina for Wounded Warriors.